the American flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Bow your head with me. Dear Heavenly Father, just thank you for today. Thank you for another sunrise to celebrate your creation and to show love to everyone around us. Dear Heavenly Father, I just pray a special blessing on our county, on our staff here, our elected officials. I pray that you give them just protection to go home to their families at the end of the day, especially our first responders, God. I pray for our residents here. I pray that you show us all the meaning of this season as we go into this holiday season, the Christmas season, God. Be with us as we make decisions for this county that will affect us and the residents, God. I pray for guidance and wisdom. Just that whatever we do here will give glory to your name. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Okay, first item on the agenda, public comment. Was there anything? Okay, thank you. Next is the consent agenda. Does anybody have any questions or anything on the consent agenda? Do I hear a motion?
I move to approve the consent items on the agenda as presented.
No, second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All right, the first item on the regular agenda is to consider and or approve appointing Hutchinson County Fire Marshal and Assistant Fire Marshal. Y'all see the copy of the resolution. So Alan back here is going to be our new emergency management coordinator, but he is not a peace officer. And in order to be the fire marshal and keep our TCOL licensing, correct me if I'm wrong, you have to be a peace officer. And so Jason Pender, who is the fire marshal for the city, has agreed to be the acting fire marshal for the county. Really, Alan will be assuming those responsibilities for the county, but in order to keep our TCOL licensing, we have to have it under a person who is actually TCOL licensed. Did I get all that right? Okay. So Jason Pender has agreed to be our fire marshal until such time that possibly Alan can get his TCOL license.
At no cost to the county.
No, Jason's not going to charge the county.
I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah.
The only thing that there may be, and I apologize, I'm not.
Y'all know Jason Whistler?
Sorry,
Okay,
Jason. There may be a bond or something that I think the county may have.
Right, he does have to have a bond, yeah. County requires that.
Other than that, we would just be looking forward to the same level of cooperation we've had with Hutchinson County for years.
Which is great cooperation, by the way.
Appreciate it.
Is Jason Pender the same as Jason Whistler?
No,
The resolution says Jason Pender.
Jason Pender.
Jason, I said Jason Pender, didn't I?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is Jason-
Okay, I'm sorry.
This is Jason Whistler, yeah.
Actually at a Parson conference in Vegas, lucky guy.
Right.
He couldn't be here, and obviously Jerry couldn't be here for his conference, so I came just in case there were any questions on the,
They both left at the same time. We need to audit that.
Right.
you know,
That's suspect.
yeah, so if anything bad happens.
I didn't know Jason. There was two different Jasons.
Yes. The Jasons, commonly referred
They
to.
always enjoy it too when stuff goes on. People call it Jason.
Does anybody have any questions on that? Do I hear a motion?
I move to approve appointing Hutchinson County Fire Marshal Jason Pender and Assistant Fire Marshal Alan Wells.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? I'm gonna pass this resolution around and y'all can sign it. Thanks, Jason. Jason Whistler, thank you. Okay, the next item on the agenda is to consider and or approve the bonds for numerous people in the county. Carrie Kimmel, tax assessor. She has two bonds, one for the governor and then one for the commissioner's court. And then a bond for Commissioner Bentley. And continuation certificate for Jennifer Hoag, juvenile probation, Jeremy Sharp, juvenile probation, continuation bond for Dwayne Chisholm. Yes. Okay. Do I hear a motion?
Motion that we approve the bonds for all the balls. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, item 3 is to consider and or approve a proposal from Nancy Criswell for split work hours for Ashley Keeney.
So
Take it away.
All right, I just wanted all of us to be on the same page. Plays, the last day, of course, is December 31st, so like for Ashley to be able to be trained by him. So Tuesdays and Thursdays for the next 2 weeks, she'll be over at the museum. Realistically, I can't get anybody hired for her position until after the first of the year. So then in turn, she'll come back and give me, several days so that way we can get her replacement changed.
So just to let y'all know what's going to happen with the library and the museum.
So is it a pay thing? What are we discussing? Just the position change?
She's just making y'all aware of what's going to happen.
Oh.
So if someone is looking for Ashley and she's at the museum when we think she's supposed to be at the library, whatever.
Okay.
So you're just actually swapping hours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean-
I was looking like, Amy, are we okay?
Suggested that she come to let y'all know since y'all are over her,
Yeah.
to make sure that was okay for y'all.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Motion needed? No, okay. I didn't really know how to. Yeah. All right, item 4 is to consider and or approve an amended interlocal agreement with Hutchinson County United Way. So y'all know we discussed this last meeting, I believe it was, that the original agreement said September. And so that we just extended that till June of 25, the end of June. So they can provide all of their bills and anything they have that they can get spent by June. And Craig has looked over the agreement, actually did the changes on the agreement, and Julie has also looked at it. So everyone's in agreement. Okay. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion, but just to clarify, it's an agreement, not an interlocal.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Did I say interlocal? I'm sorry.
So
Oh,
if it's,
sorry.
when are you done at United Way? So if it goes through 25, do we need a new director on it too? Because she's gonna be submitting invoices for the next 6, if it goes through June of 25 instead of the end of the year.
Right?
I don't think so, because, it's with the organization, I'm not with you.
Okay. Yeah, the agreement. Okay. Good.
Good question though. Okay, do I hear a motion?
I move to amend the agreement to expire in June as stated.
I'll second it.
United Way.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? And Julie, before you leave, I'll get your signature on this. Okay. Moving right along. Item 5 is to consider and or approve ARP grant project. So we have numerous projects. Y'all saw that Leisha sent you all an updated balance, remaining funds available. So you know what we've got to work with. Let's start with, okay, so last time we had Julie here with the 2 United Way projects that she had put in front of us, as well as the sheriff's department with the little reno work that they were wanting done. So we already had talked about those. So they're kind of on the list. And then we have some other ARP projects. Let's start with Chris at the library.
Okay, this is the one that we've talked about several times.
Right.
I waited about a month because I couldn't get 3 to turn one in, but I talked, as long as I got 2, because the third one didn't turn anything in paper. They just walked it with me and kind of told me what a verbal minimum would be. So what they're gonna do on this is, like we've talked about, the outside of the children's area is starting to crack on the Adobe area, kind of like the club room area did back before any of us, except for you. Well, that was before you too.
Yeah, it was.
But we all got to see what happened. So
Yeah.
we're gonna go in and they're gonna go in and seal that and then paint it one color because the club room production is a different shade in the front. And then the Vegas holes that are coming out of the top, those little Adobe construction, like 1.5 feet wide, some of them are coming unattached. And if one hits Nancy in the head when they're doing summer reading program stuff, we're gonna be in trouble. So
Uh-oh.
we're gonna fix those. That's just finally got those bids in. And obviously the temperature is not good for that construction, so it'll be probably in April.
So that's roughly 19,000.
Yes, yeah, so that's the minimum. Yeah, you saw the 3 bids. One was, the one that I didn't get paper was at least 30, and then the other one was like 95,000.
Okay.
Is that, he didn't feel comfortable. They wanted to stucco the entire building. So I don't want to do
I was
that.
wondering why that was so high.
They said they wanted to stucco the whole thing, all the way across. They said they didn't feel comfortable patching the areas. I don't. And that was the other one that I didn't get paper with. The 30, at least 30 was the patch, and then they were going to give one on the full thing too. So that would have been up there.
Okay. All right. If it's okay with y'all, let's just go through all of the projects that we have pending, and because we know how much money we've got, we don't have enough money for all the projects. So. Okay, Ben, you have a couple with the annex across the road.
I had one, it's an estimate for the flooring and an annex across the street. And I don't have bids for it because won't do the bids till later because it'll be probably midsummer before we do the flooring. And Alicia and I discussed this.
But you do have kind of a rough idea, right?
Yes, I have, but I'm not going to state any bids that I've looked at because it hasn't actually been bid yet.
Right.
So I'm not going to make those public. Estimate on it, I was kind of guessing somewhere around 38,000. And that may be just a little bit under, but whatever's left, we could pay out of the normal budget. And the other one I had was for the lighting on the parking, which we're done with the asphalt, but that's to light up the area around there. If we're gonna do parking, we'll go do lighting first.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's not lit, I don't feel comfortable asking anybody to park over there. So, and this is an estimate also, and this is probably pretty close, but they still got to be engineered because it's electrical. Haven't got that done, so. And if there's something on here that we don't approve, that could be done out of our budget. But I prefer to do it this way, but
Sure.
if we have to, we could do it out of move money out of courthouse budget to put over there for capital improvement.
Well, 12,000 without the engineering.
That's not including engineering. That'll be extra.
What do you think that'll cost? 3 to 5 or?
Who knows? but
At least five, I would
I
say.
think you'd be able to just take it out of the courthourhouse because it's the parking lot before the courthouse too. You wouldn't have to move anything.
well, we could take it out of, it's like all the other projects, if we had money, I'd rather do it this way, but if
Right.
you don't, well,
This
we'll,
isn't the parking.
we'll,
If there's gonna be staff parking over there for people
I don't know
here,
whether it's still coming.
It's- you can look at that either way.
right?
It's for courthouse parking, but it's at the annex.
It'd be 12 and
That
one
way
that
you can
doesn't.
keep track How much money is actually going into that
Mhm.
particular building?
And, there's a few other things that have to be paid out of the courthouse, out of our budget too, which is signs and, having, changing how people do things. And we gotta put up all the signs and all that before any of this changes. The lighting is something we're gonna have to do before anybody parks over. It's pretty dark.
Okay, so there's two others to consider. Gary, the airport,
The lighting in the terminal, it's, the neon lights, and every time the lights quit, it's a ballast. So it costs about $635 to replace those ballast. So if we had LEDs, it costs 300 and something for those. So in the long run, it's better. So we'd like to get the, LEDs put in. And that would cost $9,610.
okay, so there's lighting at the airport. And then Dwight, you have a couple of things.
Mine are just once, so you can take mine off. I just threw those in because nobody was turning stuff in, so now this stuff's coming in. Mine are not in.
Are you sure?
Yep,
That's for the trailer you're talking about?
the trailer and the changing tables. I'll just take the changing tables out of budget.
Yeah, we could do that.
Grants for that radar sign too.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
There's a lot of grants for that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll find, I just knew we had that and didn't know very many coming in, but now hearing all that's come in, I will retract or withdraw my request.
Okay,
Make the decision easier on me.
so, Alicia, were you totaling that? Or no?
Yeah.
I was just gonna kind of see where we were at.
The sheriff, which one they were?
Well, remember last time we were here, with this last week that, Jerry said if he had to keep it, so he didn't have to get that, he would go with Mesnick. 16,390.
So that comes a total to, without Dwight's, at 95,000.
I got 78,600.
With Dwight's, it was gonna be 107, 470, 50. So whatever you take that out. And
I don't care about
Why?
lights, whatever y'all wanna do on that,
I
but,
got 117.
I have two from Gary too for the, I guess, change order, $2,000 and $7,500.
Yeah,
no, that was what the remaining. I said it wrong.
that was the extra. I was gonna ask you.
He gave to you, not to me,
Oh,
so,
Sorry.
but I mean, we can throw them in there.
Yeah, they need to be in.
Yeah,
what is it?
Just for painting the doors and,
it's
Oh,
change
change
orders for
order.
things that didn't get included in the original quotes for the annex.
That 5,500?
Well, there's one for
Or even-
2,000 for the painters, Adolfo Rosales paint.
To do the door frames, they didn't.
and the doors,
$7,500.
some of them inside and out. So,
Anthony's flooring.
and that's for the coffee room. I thought it was included and we got with them again and wasn't. So, yeah, those two things. They need to be done.
So if I had all of them up, I get 194,000 890, that's not counting
You get how much?
194.
Yeah, counting
Hey,
Dwight's,
Andy.
I read the wrong line. Counting Dwight's with everything, it was 222,872.
And are you including,
Everything that was included.
So you got
The-
75,000 for Julie, 25,000 for
100,000.
Julie, 16,390 for Mesnick. For the sheriff's office, 19,000 for the library. 38,000 for the flooring at the annex, 12,000 for the lighting at the annex. 7,500 for the additional flooring at the border annex, and 2,000 for the additional. Oh, and I didn't get the airport lighting. Sorry, I don't have that one.
it's 9,610.
We have
Yeah.
available,
4,500.
We have 107, is that right?
Yeah.
70, yeah.
70/50.
So if we take out the 12,000, because we've already, we could probably do that with budget.
For the lighting. Then now where are we at?
Could the airport lighting be done with budget 9610?
There's 15 in it.
In the airport?
Yeah, and 8,000 was left in it last year.
I think we could.
So depending on, that's what I was thinking, that, and then the sheriff's office.
Well,
What are the capital improvements you have planned for the annex? Because you raised it to 20, but all 15 was left in it last year.
yeah, well, everything's gone up, so I'm just covering my tail, you know. That's the reason I did.
But if we don't have anything planned, we can take that flooring and like the painting and all that stuff out of that because nothing was used last year. We could have almost paid for the sheriff's office project with that. That would save us quite a bit. I just don't know what you had planned for the,
Yeah, just as long as we have enough left for the janitor supplies, that's really gone up.
I think I know that y'all are all on the fence on the 75,000, so I think if you made a hardcore decision on that one, then that frees up a little bit of money.
I think we need to discuss that before we go much further on the two United Way or Aspire requests. So we have the one for 75 and the other one for 20. Whatever it was, 25. So where are y'all at with that? I think, Craig, do you have a comment on this? I think some of the questions that the court had were if this becomes a for-profit, then can we give them money when it eventually becomes a for-profit?
Well, since that was false, you were boss here for the executive session.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah, we could.
Judge,
Oh. Oh, we approved that last time. Sorry.
we can take it back.
Yeah, we can.
wonder what she was out there for.
Yeah,
Can I just say the status of Aspire won't change from nonprofit to for-profit? That won't happen.
right. It's a nonprofit that may eventually generate some income, but that's all put back into the nonprofit.
We're hoping that it just generates enough money to pay for the business and the.
And so you don't have to
Provided.
keep asking for,
Grant and-
yes.
But
Yeah.
even if there's a profit turn, there's no distribution to any individual.
Yeah.
Right.
It all stays within the business and just provides service to
Nonprofit.
the community.
right, so
That's,
it's a nonprofit.
that's revenue, not profit.
Okay. So do y'all have thoughts on one or both of those? Yes or no?
I'm still leaning toward, like I said, I mean, it's an important operation that is not off the ground. And we have things that are already on the ground that needs invested into. So for me, I took both of those out and White's because I knew he had said that those were once before.
Okay.
So if you remove that and his 21,650, we're still in a deficit. We still need like $6,000. So
With all the projects we've got.
yeah, those are the ones. I lean more towards what we already have infrastructure wise. That will still be here. I mean, and I hope, I mean, that's still here 5 to 10 years from now, but that we have, that will definitely still be here 5 to 10 years from now.
Does anyone else have a different opinion?
I'm in agreement with that.
Okay. All right, so with the ones we have left on the table,
If you take the 75,000 out, it could come down to 129,500. Only take the 12,000 out for the lighting. We're at 117,500. If we take out the annex additions that they could pay for out of budget. We're at 108 even.
I don't think you took that 25 out for expired.
No.
It's a full,
We're not doing the 25 either.
well, that, I mean,
Yeah, that's all together.
that's
So
where,
then it would be at 83,000.
That's with the airport lighting out too.
well, we could put the airport lighting back in.
Well, I left the airport lighting in, so let me start over. We're at 204,500 minus
Ben,
100,000
Ben.
for
Ben,
expired, then we're at
what's in your
104,500.
annex budget?
You what?
What's in your annex budget?
The annex budget?
Yeah,
We got 15, but 42 of that. 42 has already been,
If we take that Aspire out, then we've got enough to cover everything.
but what's left in the annex budget, we gotta do painting and all that. We won't even cover that. It's gotta be painted inside and out and all that, and that's what we're gonna use what's left over with.
Okay, so we have, without the 75 and the 25, that 100,000, we have enough to cover all of the projects?
We have enough to cover the Senate annex lighting, the additional for the painting and the floor, the annex,
Uh-huh.
the sheriff, the library. And the flooring of the annex.
Okay, did you,
Annex lighting and flooring, border annex, paint and flooring. Sheriff and
You come up to what?
if you take out the 100,000, you should be left with 104,500. If you have the sheriff, the library, the Senate floor, the border annex floor, the border annex paint, the airport lighting, and the Senate annex lighting.
I think I'm up at 108 and 117.
how much are we starting?
so,
We're just,
107.
oh, I was gonna say, I thought you said two something. I'm like, what?
no, we had
That was one of-
222.
No, all the projects that we
Yeah.
have on the book add up to 204,500.
Okay,
Is everybody in agreement with that? No?
I got 222,872.
75,000
100,000.
105, 270.
Yeah, 100,000.
But he didn't have those two change orders.
Yeah, plus those two.
Hmm.
They would have even higher than 222.
105, 372 plus the airport lighting, whatever that was.
Can you pull up a? What are we missing? Somebody's got more or less than everybody else. So we all have.
So I'll go,
tariffs for
since I have the highest, let me go through what I got.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I've got the 16,390 for the sheriff,
For the annex.
the 5,500 for the annex flooring, the 100,000 for,
Oh, 5,500?
yeah, he had an annex flooring for the copy room and stuff
75.
from advanced. Well, it's different then, because he had one for,
Well, that's also,
on this one,
it's also carpet for Dwayne's office and the veterans office.
whatever
The
that
one that I
one, that
have
one,
is 7,500, so
That
what's
is-
the correct one?
I don't know. 5,500 was
It's
on,
7,500?
Yeah,
so is that different than the 55 that we talked about at the last meeting? Because that was on the last meeting,
Mhm.
that copy room that he had mentioned that wasn't on the original quote change order. It was 5,500. So is that different?
that includes the carpet for
For Dwayne's office?
Dwayne's office and the veterans office. That's all. And then
Because that 5,500 was the copy room.
the painting of the doors, some of them inside and out.
I mean, where we're at now.
We need to decide if it's 55 or 70.
55?
Well, it's two different. it's
You
two
said it
different
was
things.
75.
This A and C flooring here, we talked about this one at the last meeting, it was the copy room. It was the 5,500 for the copy
This
room.
is
And then he said that one.
7,500 for Anthony's floor care.
Right. And this is A and C for the copy room that he talked about last meeting. So they're two different projects.
No, ANC's not done anything in that.
We talked about it 2 weeks ago. Apollinar submitted this 5,500 that was on here that you had said that the copy room wasn't included.
No, Anthony's is doing it, not,
The 5,500 I thought was something else.
yeah, it was something else. It wasn't at the annex.
The one for Apollo.
It was painting the door frames, wasn't it?
But I think
Yeah,
they
but
said
that's the guy from Pampa. That's,
Copy room is what. Because that's what I wrote that down 2 weeks ago. I mean, it's in our packet. For ARP, for the, like the,
no, they're not doing anything over there.
I think it was a bid.
I thought that was something else that
Yeah, it could have been just a
included in
bid.
another bid.
I mean, that was,
That was from the 25th.
Are you sure that wasn't from,
It was A and C, I think.
yeah, it was ANSI.
are you sure it wasn't from the bids from the sheriff's department?
Yeah, but that was when we were talking about the,
See,
That might have been what that was.
okay,
Yeah.
then I made the wrong note.
it was part of the
So
sheriff's.
it's even higher though, if it's 7,500. Because I put 55.
Okay, so
So 7,500?
7,500.
So 7,500 for the annex flooring stuff. Carpet and all that.
Next, what do you have on?
Did you have the 100,000?
Yes,
for spot, and then 19 for the library,
yes,
38 and 12 for the annex
yes,
courthouse, 9610 for the airport.
yes. And then 2,000 for the paint at the annex.
Yeah, no, that's the new ones.
Yes. Okay, so 100,000 plus 16 plus 19 plus 38 plus 729, 12, it comes up to 2,045.
Plus.
Hmm.
Oh, and I added his too, that's without taking out the
Oh, I didn't.
Fritz
include
library
his,
and Kirk's. Yeah, that's what I was saying. The 222 was with.
Yes, I didn't include his because he already withdrew. So if we take 204 and subtract out the 100,000 for Aspire, we end up 104, which is under our 107.
Where you got the 104, 500.
Yes.
We can leave all these projects in.
Yes.
The only ones that aren't in are Dwight's,
Well, if we have 3,000, throw my changing tables back in there.
right?
Okay.
I'll get something out of this
Yeah.
deal.
You don't leave empty handed.
Yeah.
The only thing that worries me about the airport, they got a little bit of money, but we had a regulator go out for the runway lights. And those are pretty expensive. We get a ramp grant to pay for half of it, we'll have to pay for the other half.
Okay, well, the airport's still in.
And the
Yeah,
red grant,
yeah,
they covered
good.
90%. This
90?
one covered 90 and we only had to do 10.
Okay.
No, I
10%.
need to look at the agreement.
I thought it was up, but I didn't think it was 90. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay,
This last
good.
submission that I did, they covered 90%.
Okay, good. Well, just 10% then, but they're expensive.
Yeah.
Up to $50,000. So if it's more than, I really get $50,000. Oh, your changing table is only $700.
Yeah.
I grant you.
Okay, then, is that the decision? If so, I need a motion to approve all of those. And you might, in your motion, you might say exactly the ones that we are approving.
Who's
taking that?
We can do this again.
Bigger formal list would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want me to write them down?
I've got it written down.
Do
I don't
it, Chris,
trust
do
yours.
it.
Oh.
I was right, but the difference was we
7,500 for
took
Florida
that, but we were
Annex.
both right.
What's the next one?
100,000
Yeah, we,
was the 75 and 25.
okay, you can take that out. That's,
Just check me as I go down the list there.
yeah.
Hey, well,
75
see if
for
you're
the
good.
flooring at the border annex. We should have $2,000 for the painting at the border annex.
Okay.
We should have, what is the next one?
Library.
Library, 19,000. For the library repairs. And then we have the 9610 for the airport lighting.
Right.
Next one,
16,000.
that's 16,390.
For the sheriff's office.
Don't help her, we're gonna see if her list is good.
For
She didn't
the
trust my list.
sheriff.
Spirit.
For the sheriff.
She's already missed.
And then 722.44, $722.46 or 44 cents. For the changing table,
61.
12,000
Serious.
even. For the net and lighting. And then 38,000. For the Stinnett and exploring.
Are you adding?
I'm like over here and add, if I can get them that far.
I can't see those from here.
I can't read and add at the same time, so.
Hey, yeah, your bonding,
Oh, that didn't help much.
yeah, your bonding.
There we go.
To get your bonding. Upward, what you do.
Paid the bill. Well,
There
the
we
bill
go.
goes to
Can y'all read that?
her, and then when the bill's paid, then the bond
So-
comes to him and you bring it to me.
You'll get it.
105,222.
You'll get the bond in the mail. Submitted it for,
Close,
Kelly said.
Yeah.
I saw that on the bill.
close.
So as soon as you get the bond in the mail,
Oh, okay, that's what the deal is.
you hadn't got it to mail.
No.
So that leaves 2248.06.
Oh, what was it?
107. Oh, the total 105,222.44.
Okay, what? Oh, you don't agree?
Yeah, it's good.
You come up to 105, what you say?
222, 44.
44.
It still leaves 200 something. left.
22.
2,248.06 is left.
Tell me again what's left if we approve all that.
2,248.06.
Okay,
And we have available 107, 470.
$470.50.
okay, anybody want to make a motion?
I can't read it from here.
So what are we doing with the 224806 then? This left.
That's how much is left.
Yeah, there's still 224806. That's not accounted for.
Right,
If you want to make it even somewhere.
Like 14 more changing.
Can we give what's left to
One thing
expire?
that I could suggest you do is instead of breaking up this, if we were gonna put more money, need to put more money into the new building. Instead of breaking out the annex lighting and flooring, just putting that 1238 and the remaining 2248 into a Stinnett I don't know, update,
annex,
yeah. The
Updates.
Stinnett Annex.
updates,
We could put it in maintenance and, we'll use it for painting and such.
yes.
Because we don't have enough money in there. We didn't put that much into the annex this year. But,
Craig, do you think that that would be okay, or does it need to specify a particular kind of project?
Well, I think we're gonna have to figure out how to obligate anyway. I mean, cause I'm just wondering about the stuff like for the annex that you don't have any bids on yet. I mean, what do you do an interagency agreement? If you do, you do it with, I mean, I can figure that out, I think. I'm just trying to think about it on the fly.
I thought that that's what we, with the interagency, we could just use that as the obligating.
Well, what would
funds
it be?
thing.
Would it be with like the entities that are gonna be in there? Like, what is it, the library?
Well, it would be the commissioner doing the job, like you're,
So you're gonna do an interagency agreement between the county and a commissioner?
well, cause he's kind of his own department, the maintenance department.
Yeah, I mean, we can figure it out. We can figure it out.
Well, it's no different than the 38,000. That's not gonna be bid for a few months because that's the last thing we'll do to the building is put flooring in it. So,
Well, you said that the engineer's not counted anyway, so that 2248 is gonna go.
God, it's not included in that.
I mean,
Let's just
total
put it all in that.
that.
You don't put it in the annex maintenance.
Or if we would just throw it in with the
Obli-
The
light.
Yeah,
lighting
just obligate it.
within the lighting. So, cause we're gonna have to pay for the engineer anyway.
Cause you can go over it, but you can't go
Yeah.
under.
Yeah.
So yeah, obligate it to the light.
4248.
Make it
Well, yeah, as long as.
How much?
Just make it 14.
14 instead of,
48.
yeah, 14,248.06. Okay,
You're easily gonna pass that.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'd rather be in a maintenance
And that
item
way
instead of a
specific.
lighting item.
It's a specific project.
Okay, you can delete that one. Yeah. Good. Okay. That's zeroed. So now it's 107,
Should be 470, 50,
107, 470,
50.
50. Okay, okay. Any more discussion on that, or do I hear a motion?
So we have to list them each.
I would.
Move to approve the ARP projects, Borger Annex painting in the amount of 2,000, the sheriff's office in the amount of 16,390. The annex flooring project for 7,500. The library project for 19,000, the courthouse annex projects for 38,000 and 14,248.06. The Fritz Library project for $722.44. And the airport project for $9,610.
For a total.
For a total of $107,470.50 random cents.
Second.
Okay, second. Okay, I have a motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Told you I had that.
Okay,
We'll all figure it out.
do what?
How many commissioner calculators does it take?
Rude. You saved that?
Judge, that has
We'll figure out how to say it.
Okay, all right, perfect. Do what?
has a contract on the back.
Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, the next item on the agenda is to consider and or approve the burn ban or rescind the burn ban. No time. Item 7, consider and or approve request for the club rooms at the Borger Library or Fritz.
So there will be a birthday party January 11th of 25 and then February 1st.
Are we all invited?
I don't know, one's 4 years old and one's 1, I think.
I'm a hit at 4-year-old birthday parties. I have, I have a birthday party on the 8th of December. And I can't really tell on the 14th, family gathering.
Okay, December 14th. All right, do I hear a motion to approve those requests?
I move to approve the request for the club room use in Borger and Fritz.
Second,
I'll second.
motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All right, item 8, consider or approve any line item changes, transfers and or budget amendments. We had none? That was unusual. I was like, oh my gosh, we forgot something there,
I was forgetting something too.
right?
Sure.
Item 9, consider and or approve advertising, opening, accepting or awarding bids. None there either. Okay. Item 10, donations to Hutchinson County. We do have a donation that we probably need to accept. We've had an anonymous donor donate some gift cards for our bingo at the county appreciation tomorrow. So I don't have an exact total on that, but it's about $250. Do I hear a motion to accept that donation?
I'll make a motion to accept that donation
Second.
for 250.
Ish.
Yeah.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor? All right, item 11 is discussion of county judges and commissioners precinct daily operations.
The annex is, they're, no flooring yet.
It is looking good.
Yeah, they're texturing already. I was out there on the weekend, with them and then a plumber. We took off that water cooler.
Oh,
It
good.
wasn't working anyway.
Yeah,
Well, we got a hole I made a deal with him to fix that.
Good.
But I helped the plumber. It was a mess in there. It was.
I'm glad we got rid of it though.
Yeah, it's the reason it didn't work. It's-
Yeah.
So anyway, we got all that fixed and got the electric lines back in there. They were hot, didn't know how to turn them off. So, but anyway, we got it all done and he's gonna patch that up today.
Good.
So,
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna look really nice when that's.
yeah, the walls look great.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's white. You can see.
Yeah.
So dark before that brown tile.
Mhm.
And we got started putting the blinds up in the courthouse last week, so. It'll be a while getting them all up.
Oh, yeah.
They're working on it.
Good. Anything else?
I asked Russell if he could update when we get nuisance complaints in. Sometimes the complainant doesn't know the actual address. And so there's been a couple of times I've driven to the wrong address. And so I asked Russell if they could attach on our website when they go and fill out a nuisance complaint, pictures. So that they can take some pictures and let me know exactly where I'm going. So Russell was working on that. He came up with a little solution that he couldn't embed a upload link. So he's got it where it will just email me directly the pictures. So that's something he was trying. And the next meeting the first meeting in January, I hope to propose to the court the nuisance letter and kind of a procedure and practice regarding nuisance complaints and
Okay.
how that will work for the county, depending on what all y'all think.
Anything else, Chris? Okay. Just a reminder that our county appreciation dinner is tomorrow at 6:30 at the Dome. And we had very successful lighting of the courthouse. So thank you to everybody that helped. Good, we had a great crowd. Courthouse lawn looks amazing. The lights.
Eddie did a super good job.
Yeah, it looks awesome. And the girls upstairs with all the painting they did. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so talented.
And Roxanne too.
Yes,
She,
everybody that helped. All right, let's move on to item 12. Consider and or approve the sale of struck off tax properties or tax deeds. We just have one. This is a counter and they're submitting the amount that we asked for the counter. So this was at 217 North Wilhelm. Submitting a counter offer of 5,000 has been made by Dalbert and Tiffany Phelan. Taxes haven't been paid since 89. So it was appraised at 128,300. We countered with 5 and that's what they come back at. Is what we asked. So any discussion or do I hear a motion?
I moved to accept the counter offer of $5,000 on the property at 217 North Wilhelm.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
A motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay. All right, the next item on the agenda is executive session, section 551.071, consultation with attorney. So we'll go into executive session at this time. Thank you, everybody, for coming. If I don't see you, come back.
Want to stay or go?
You can go. Oh, yes.
Craig, do you want me to stay or go?
Stay and stay. I saw my name. We need to mute.
I did, right here, I believe, Julie. I think
You get.
Speaker.
Okay, we were out at 10:23, back in 10:41. The next item on the agenda is to consider and or approve any action from executive session.
I'd like to make a motion to approve $2,500 for the county attorney to have outside counsel.
Hired to assist the county.
Yeah.
Okay, a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, motion carries. All right, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I will also make a motion to adjourn.
Nobody's a second.
Okay, we'll drop it. We'll say.
Motion and second, all in favor? Meeting adjourned.
Virginia.